Do you remember Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom? Sunday nights, Marlin Perkins, Jim Fowler. When I was in elementary school, Marlin Perkins came to visit my elementary school. He's from Missouri, Carthage, Missouri to be exact, and just down the road from here. And he brought some animals to show us. And I remember one thing about that, other than just the animals and how fun that was and how cool it was. But I remembered how he taught us how the wild kingdom really works, especially like the predator side. He told us that these predators, they don't charge the whole herd, or especially if it's like a lion with a whole bunch of gazelle or something like that. They watch and they wait and they look for the one that's separated. They look for the one that's maybe weak or is just a little bit behind. And it's powerful how that's what isolation looks like. Later on, when I was in seminary, I had an Old Testament professor that was talking about some of the 8th century prophets and how the scriptures talks about the enemy prowls around like a roaring lion. What he told us was lions don't roar during the hunt. They're in stealth mode. They're silent. They're stalking. They only roar as they leap when it's too late for the prey. See, isolation and loneliness, it works the same way. It sneaks up on you, doesn't it? It's quiet and patient. And then one day, maybe it's like a random Monday, it roars and then it overwhelms you. Fear, shame, anxiety, that voice that says, just deal with it yourself, David. By the time you realize it, you're isolated. You're already in it. You're already in a problem. And so that's what we're naming it. And that's why we're naming it. We're naming it isolation and we're fighting it because isolation creeps in quietly. It pulls you away from people, from hope, from honestly your next step. And here's what makes it so dangerous. Isolation kills. And you may think that sounds a little bit harsh and crazy, but isolation kills, literally. The US Surgeon General report came out a couple of years back and said that loneliness is equal to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The health impacts of loneliness and isolation. It increases risk of heart disease, stroke, anxiety, depression, dementia. But isolation doesn't just hurt your body, it attacks your mind, it attacks your hope. Honestly, there's a sense of who you are. And when you're isolated, everything gets distorted. You begin to believe these lies that says, I'm the only one, nobody would understand, or maybe it's just too late for me. And the longer you stay isolated, the louder those lies get. And that's why I'm on a mission, a war, really, against isolation. I've seen what it does, but here's the cool thing. I've also seen what happens when somebody shows up. Connection and community, it changes everything. So we're not just talking about isolation, we're actually going after it. We're attacking it. So welcome to Isolation Kills. It's a playbook against isolation. Who's this for? Maybe you're in a season you didn't choose. Maybe you're in the everyday grind and nobody sees you. Maybe you're a leader or a pastor or a coach and you're carrying it alone. Maybe you're surrounded by people but feel completely alone. That's probably one of the most lonely feelings ever, isn't it? Being alone in a crowd. Or maybe you're not the one in these situations right now, but let me tell you something. Someone around you, someone near you, someone dear to you is isolated and all alone. So this is for you. And more importantly, it's for them. But before we go any further, I want to say right up front, you're not crazy, you're not weak, and you're not alone. If you feel isolated, if you feel like you're drifting, invisible, nobody gets it, that doesn't mean that you're failing. It means you're human. Isolation doesn't discriminate. It can hit in the transition, during success, on a random Thursday. Feeling isolated doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means that there's something wrong with isolation. You don't have to carry this by yourself. And that's why we're here. So, what is this show all about? Well, it's about three things. Number one, this show is a mission. We're on a war against isolation. This is a movement. Number two, it's a refuge where you don't have to pretend you're fine. We're just going to be present to sit with you, to be a part of your life. And this is a playbook. Every episode, one thing, one brave step. It may be simple, but it brings huge movement. And that's my promise to you, is to bring something tangible in the form of a playbook. My name is David Stone, and I'm on a mission against isolation. I have over 30 years in leadership and pastoral care as a coach, as a pastor, as a chaplain with workplaces and teams. I've walked with people through transitions, through burnout, through depression, through church hurt, through forced resignations, through staff craziness. And you say, David, how in the world do you know all about that? I've experienced every one of those things. And I've seen isolation take people out. I've seen also, though, connection and community bring people back. And that's what we're building. That's what this podcast is all about. So here's our mantra: fight isolation, find your people, follow through. Fight isolation, name it, call it out, refuse to let it win. And then find your people, like the ones who truly see you, those that show up and those that continue to show up, even when you don't feel like you're seen. And then follow through. Don't just think about it. Don't just ruminate on it. Send the text, make the call, show up for somebody else, and then find a coach to help you follow through. Sometimes you need someone who can just see what you can't see. See, good intentions don't break isolation, action does. So, what's the playbook? I call it the 3 R's, not reading, writing, and arithmetic, but recognize, reframe, and reach. Recognize. What are your isolation tells? What are the things that you know and only in the back of your mind that there's something going on? I'm getting ready to get isolated. It's not dramatic, it's drift, but there are tells, right? You stop replying to texts, you start canceling your plans, you stop showing up, you numb out, you doom scroll, you binge watch, you overwork, you say, I'm fine, but you really aren't. And see, here's the thing: it's quiet, it's gradual, and you can't fight what you won't name. So we need to recognize it. We need to notice the drift, notice the tells, notice the pattern. And once you can name it, you can fight it. Okay, secondly, reframe it. Isolation runs on lies. Lie number one, and there's thousands of them, but here's three just right off the top of my head. Number one, I'm the only one. There's a truth. You are not. You just can't see other people yet. Number two, I'm a burden. That there's a truth. Asking for help isn't weakness, it's courage. And number three, it's too late. The truth is, one brave step changes the whole direction and the whole trajectory of your life. So reframing doesn't deny the pain, it just refuses to let the lie be the boss. And then reach. I think this is probably one of the coolest things and what I've noticed in my own life. Reach. A specific step toward a specific person in a specific way this week. Reach. So connect with one person, send a text, make a call, grab coffee, say, hey, can we talk? I don't want to be alone in this. Show up once, go to a group, be a part of a team, a lunch, somewhere. You can't connect from your couch. Presence matters. And then ask for help once. Say, I need support with this. I'm just not doing great, and I don't want to be alone in this. You reach, and here's the cool part, you reach because someone probably reached you. That upperclassman, remember? That friend who wouldn't let you disappear, that showed you the ropes. The pain you've experienced might be the catalyst for healing in somebody else's lives. You've got to reach. You've got to reach. So, what's the brave step? What's the brave step? A practical step for you this week. The one brave step. Pick one. Connect with one person. Send a text. Make the call. Show up once. Lunch, groups, meeting, something. Ask for help once and be honest with one person. That's a list of things, 3 things, simple things. Just pick one. Don't think about it, but schedule it. Put it on the calendar. Have reminders on your phone, whatever it is. Good intentions don't break isolation. Action does. Take one brave step this week. One brave step. So we're not doing this just for ourselves. We're building an anti-isolation army because people are hurting quietly everywhere. So when you get your footing, we ask that you go find another person who's drifting. Check on them. Invite them to lunch. Sit with them. Text them and say, hey, I've been thinking about you. Let's get together. Don't fix them. Just refuse to let them be alone in it. Fight isolation. Find your people and follow through. And if you needed the reminder as we close, I want you to know today, you're not crazy, you're not weak, and you're not alone. One brave step this week. Just take one brave step this week, whatever it looks like for you. And if you're a leader, maybe you're a pastor or a coach or a manager, and if you want to build a culture where people don't fight isolation alone, check out Team Care at teamcare.coach. Subscribe to this channel, share it with one person who needs it. Fight isolation, find your people, follow through. Isolation kills.